Caligula. The name alone conjures images of madness, cruelty, and absolute power, corrupting absolutely. But was he truly insane, or was he a calculated tyrant, playing a terrifying game? Let us journey back to the heart of the Roman Empire and uncover the chilling story of its most notorious emperor. Born Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus, he wasn't always the monster history remembers. As a boy, he was the beloved mascot of his father's legions on the Rhine frontier. The soldiers adored him, nicknaming him Caligula, meaning little boot, after the miniature military sandals he wore. He was the son of the revered general Germanicus and the great-grandson of the divine Augustus. Hope for a bright future was pinned on this child of Rome. But the corridors of power in ancient Rome were paved with paranoia and poison. Young Caligula witnessed the destruction of his family. His father died under mysterious circumstances, and his mother and brothers were exiled and starved to death on the orders of the reigning emperor Tiberius. Caligula survived by being taken to the secluded island of Capri, a gilded cage where he lived under the watchful, predatory eye of the aging, depraved Tiberius. What did he see there? What horrors did he endure? We can only imagine the psychological scars left on the young man, who learned to mask his every thought and emotion just to stay alive. When Tiberius died in 37 AD, Rome rejoiced as the 24-year-old Caligula ascended to the throne. The initial months of his reign were like a dream. He freed unjustly imprisoned citizens, abolished unpopular taxes, and hosted lavish games for the public. The people adored him. It seemed the golden age had returned. But this honeymoon period was tragically short. A severe illness, perhaps encephalitis or epilepsy, struck the young emperor, leaving him on the brink of death. When he recovered, something within him had irrevocably snapped. The charming, benevolent ruler was gone, replaced by a fiend. The transformation was terrifying. Caligula began to insist he was a living god. He built temples to himself and even had the heads of famous statues of gods like Jupiter replaced with his own likeness. He would engage in conversations with the moon and demand that senators worship him. His spending spiraled out of control. He constructed opulent floating palaces on Lake Nemi, complete with marble floors, heating systems, and jewel-encrusted sails. He built a 2-mile-long floating bridge across the Bay of Baiae just to ride his horse, Incitatus, across it, an act of pure, pointless extravagance to defy a prophecy. Speaking of Incitatus, Caligula famously doted on his horse, giving him a marble stable, a jewel-studded collar, and even promising to make him a consul, the highest office in Rome. Was this a sign of insanity, or the ultimate mockery of a senate he despised? His cruelty became legendary. He turned public executions into grotesque spectacles, forcing parents to watch their sons die and then dine with him immediately after. He whispered to one executioner, "Make him feel that he is dying." He took the wives of high-ranking senators as his own, only to discard them after a few days. The line between the state treasury and his personal wallet blurred completely, as he seized the fortunes of wealthy citizens to fund his decadent lifestyle. Perhaps his most bizarre act was his war against the sea. He marched his legions to the northern coast of Gaul, positioning them to face the English Channel. After ordering them to attack the waves with their swords and spears, he declared victory over the god Neptune and commanded his soldiers to collect seashells as the spoils of the ocean, which he then paraded in a triumph back in Rome. Was this the delusion of a madman, or a calculated humiliation of his military commanders, a way to break their pride and ensure they could never challenge him? The fear in Rome was palpable. No one was safe. Senators, military leaders, even his closest allies lived in constant terror of his unpredictable wrath. They had created a monster they could no longer control. The breaking point finally came from within his own inner circle. The Praetorian Guard, the elite soldiers meant to be his personal protectors, began to plot. They were led by Cassius Chaerea, a guard whom Caligula relentlessly mocked for his high-pitched voice. The humiliation was the final straw. On January 24, 41 AD, after attending the Palatine Games, Caligula was walking through a secluded underground corridor beneath the palace. Chaerea and other conspirators were waiting. They cornered him. The first blow was struck, then another, and another. In a frenzy of pent-up rage and fear, the guard stabbed the emperor over 30 times. To ensure his lineage would never return to haunt them, they also murdered his wife and smashed their infant daughter against a wall. Rome did not mourn its fallen god emperor. Instead, the city breathed a collective sigh of relief. The nightmare was over. His statues were torn down, and his name was systematically erased from public records in an attempt to wipe his reign from memory. But history never forgets. The story of Caligula serves as a timeless and terrifying warning of how a single, unchecked mind can plunge an entire empire into darkness. Thanks for watching, and if you found this story fascinating, be sure to subscribe for more journeys into the dark side of history.